What's up, darts fans? Welcome back to dartsreport.com. Smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss the top darts stories. Want to play a darts game from your own board? Check out sportsarena.app/game. Wayne Mardle warns Littler to change his behavior. The darts analyst has cautioned Luke Littler that confronting the crowd is a risky game after recent flashpoints in Manchester and at Alexandra Palace. Littler, the reigning world champion, has faced booing and responded sharply, but Mardle says history shows players who confront rarely come out better. Mardle told media, "Peter Manley tried it, didn't work. Paul Nicholson tried it, didn't work. Gerwyn Price tried it, doesn't like it. They've all become ingratiators to the crowd." He added that Littler never set out to antagonize, but has done so once or twice. Mardle also stressed that guidance is crucial at this stage of Littler's career, saying he needs to listen to friends and family. He believes Littler is still finding his feet and learning how to deal with defeat and difficult situations.
The analyst understands emotions run high on stage, but warns of a fine line between negative and raw emotion. He doesn't want to see anyone look as down as Gerwyn Price did a couple of years ago.
Littler is back in action tonight in Liverpool against Luke Humphries, a match that will be under the microscope for behaviour on stage. Will he heed the warning? What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below.
Barry Hearn sides with Luke Littler on booing.
The PDC chairman has spoken out about disruptive crowds, saying players like Littler must learn to cope. Hearn admits he doesn't like the booing, but says it's impossible to remove thousands of supporters from an arena. Hearn told The Sun, "In the meantime, the players are pros. They've got to get used to it, and they will do. But I don't like it." He hopes for common sense from fans, adding that booing is counterproductive to the evening. Hearn warns against an overly strict approach, saying bans often backfire. The moment you say don't do something, it's a red rag to a bull, and they'll do it 10 times more. He also says mass enforcement is unworkable. The 77-year-old places responsibility on supporters, saying they need to look in the mirror and ask if they've been a total numpty. He admits he has no simple solution, but believes behaviour will eventually subside. Littler faces another tough atmosphere in Liverpool as a Manchester United fan. Hearn expects resistance, but sees it as part of elite sport. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below. MVG's fiery interview sparks double-standard debate. Michael van Gerwen's blunt comments after beating Michael Unterbuchner at the European Darts Grand Prix have ignited a debate. He said, "He's never beaten me. He will never beat me. He's not good enough. Even my B game beats him." On the Darts News podcast, Kieran Wood asked, "Can you imagine if Luke Littler said those exact words about an opponent he'd beaten?" Nicholas Geyer noted that Van Gerwen's legacy shapes the response, with his comments seen as part of his character. Geyer said, "To be honest, I like to see Michael van Gerwen like that. In a phase where people are discussing whether he is still fully focused on darts, I think it's good to see that kind of mindset." Wood emphasized the inconsistency, stating that one player's joke can become another's media storm. Littler, as darts' most visible figure, faces heightened scrutiny, while Van Gerwen benefits from experience. The discussion broadened to media amplification, with Wood citing their most viewed podcast about Van Veen and Littler. Geyer pointed out that fans often favour underdogs over top dogs. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below. Ryan Joyce opens up on life after darts. The world number 26 has admitted he is seriously considering a plan B for the first time.
Joyce, 40, has struggled for consistency this season and says he feels closer to the end of his career than he thinks. Speaking to Sawyer Darts, Joyce said, "I have started to think about what I can do if I lose my tour card in the next couple of years and have to do something else." He sees potential opportunities through his network. On a positive note, Joyce has conquered his fear of flying, which had previously hindered his career. He now automatically qualifies for all European tour events and says the last 12-18 months have been much better. Joyce explained his new coping mechanism, researching how planes work, watching pilot videos and using noise-cancelling headphones. He says he just puts his headphones on and concentrates on his phone with no problems. Despite his realistic outlook, Joyce remains determined. He says he will still only be in his early 40s and will have to do something else to make money if needed. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below.
Johnny Clayton forgets his 20th wedding anniversary.
The Welshman caused a stir in Rotterdam by revealing he completely forgot the milestone due to his Premier League focus. Clayton, who tops the table, admitted after night 11 that he made a painful oversight. Clayton said, "I had to do something special because it is our 20th wedding anniversary, and I did forget. Maybe this makes it all right." His wife, Ellen, stayed at home while he prepared in the Netherlands. The Ferret also revealed that being tipped to finish last in the Premier League hurt him. "It hurt a little bit when somebody said I was favourite to finish bottom. That really annoyed me a bit, to be honest." That criticism seems to have fueled him. Clayton has won 3 of his last 4 meetings with Littler and beat him 6-4 in the Rotterdam final. He jokes about the 32-year age gap, calling it the grandfather and the young kid. Clayton, the 2021 Premier League champion, is proving experience can still be decisive. He says he has a massive smile on his face and hopes to prove people wrong. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below.
Van der Voort criticizes Van Gerwen's jibe at Unterbuchner.
The Dutchman discussed Michael Van Gerwen's strong remarks on the Darts Dright Door podcast, taking a mild stance in defense of his friend. Van Gerwen said Unterbuchner would never beat him, even with his B or C game. Van der Voort said, "He did go in with all guns blazing. People must know Van Gerwen a bit by now. It's not really serious insulting, more joking around. However, he felt Van Gerwen overstepped by going on too long." Van der Voort disagreed that Unterbuchner will never beat Van Gerwen, saying if Van Gerwen plays his worst, he will lose. He noted that Van Gerwen's direct style is part of his character, but one jab would have sufficed. Podcast host Damien Vloets felt it's a shame Van Gerwen now aims sharp barbs at lower-ranked players instead of big names like Phil Taylor. Van der Voort pointed out that Van Gerwen doesn't face top players as often anymore. Van der Voort believes Van Gerwen's attitude should be put in perspective, as he receives plenty of criticism himself and is fine with it. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below. Van der Voort laments Rotterdam Premier League as anticlimax. The Dutchman described the night at Rotterdam Ahoy as disappointing from a Dutch perspective, with both Michael van Gerwen and Gian van Veen losing 6-2. He said the atmosphere was dominated by booing Luke Littler instead of supporting home players. Van der Voort said, yes, it seemed to dominate the whole evening. The main theme seemed to be booing Littler instead of supporting the Dutch players. He felt it was a missed opportunity, especially for Van Veen's home debut. He noted that even Michael van Gerwen received less support than in previous years. Van der Voort believes the atmosphere has changed because a different audience now attends Ahoy, more of an event crowd than real darts fans.
To improve the situation, he suggested a system where loyal visitors or Darts Federation members get earlier ticket access. He hopes more darts fans will attend again. Despite the hostile conditions, Van der Voort acknowledged Littler's performance, saying it would have been a fine sporting tale if he had won the night. He noted that Littler faded and Clayton won the final. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below.
Martin Schindler addresses German crowd debate.
The German star offered a nuanced view on booing after referee Hugh Ware stepped in during a match between Gerwyn Price and Dave Chisnell. Schindler defended the German crowd, saying it's not personal. Schindler told dartsnews.com, "I've played in England where fans booed me. It's part of the job. You have to learn to deal with it." He explained that German fans just want German players to succeed, and it's not about the opponent. He stressed that home advantage doesn't make the game easier. When there are 3,500 to 4,000 people in the arena all supporting one player, you really feel it. Suddenly, the treble 20 feels like the hardest target in the world. Schindler noted that international players sometimes misread the situation in Germany. He says the tremendous fan support reflects the strong growth of darts in the country. He also addressed Keith Deller's criticism of German crowds, saying he wouldn't blame the crowd for opponents missing more against him. Schindler puts that into perspective. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below. Gerwyn Price joins elite club with 10th Euro Tour title.
The Welshman became only the second player ever to win at least 10 titles on the European Tour, defeating Ross Smith in the final of the European Darts Grand Prix. Only Michael van Gerwen, with 38 titles, stands ahead. Price joked, "I've been in the PDC for 12 years now, so less than one a year on average isn't very good." He added that he's glad to have won and hopes it gives him confidence for the period ahead. The numbers underscore his dominance. He has won 10 of 13 Euro Tour finals, reaching 19 semi-finals. Since his first title in 2018, Van Gerwen has won just one more Euro Tour event than Price. At 41, Price has remained in the world's top 16 for over 8 consecutive years. He also noted a shift in fan support, saying he never used to have this support but is cherishing every moment.
Price's first Euro Tour title came in 2018, and he bounced back from a titleless 2024 with the Baltic Sea Darts Open in 2025 before his 10th in Sindelfingen. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below.
David Munywa tips 14-year-old Kenyan for world glory. The Kenyan star, who shocked the sport by defeating Mike De Decker at the World Championship, boldly predicts Africa could produce a world champion within 5 years. He is already mentoring 14-year-old Aryan Kolsa. Munywa told the Daily Star, "From 5 years we will be in a position where we can have a world champion. We have what it takes." He says Kolsa beats him sometimes and will be in a position to do well when he turns 18. Munywa only started playing darts 3 years ago and had to borrow darts to compete. His victory included a bizarre moment when a wasp landed on his face, but he remained calm and put it in his pocket. Opportunities for African darts are growing, with the number of African qualifying spots for the World Championship being expanded. Munywa's win highlighted his natural talent and mental strength. He believes that with more exposure, Africa can produce a world champion. He says currently very few people have this exposure, but in a few years there will be a good number.
What do you think? Drop your take in the comments below. By the way, is it time for a darts upgrade? Buy Loxley darts at thedartslounge.co.uk and use code ARENA10 for 10% off everything. Help us hit our next milestone. Tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications, and we will see you tomorrow.